Welcome back to Day 9 of the Deconstructing Industry Reality Check series. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here with us for this explainer. Today we're looking at something that is literally sitting all around you as you take this in, the intelligent evolution of home consumer durables. It's a fascinating journey, really. We've gone from these basic metal boxes that just agitated clothes to highly complex machines that actually anticipate your needs. Honestly, sometimes they seem a little smarter than we are.
Okay, let's dive into this. $500 billion. Let that sink in for a second. That massive number represents the incredible, often entirely invisible durable goods industry humming away in the background of our lives right now every single day. We've shifted from the luxury status symbols of the past to appliances that literally think for themselves, making this massive global sector the very brain of your modern home. It is a staggering figure, and it really underscores just how deeply intertwined our daily routines are with the machines we buy to manage them.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by tracing the appliance evolution, then we'll look at how the home got its own grain, and uncover the macro forces driving the shift globally. After that, we'll see how different regions are adapting on the ground, and finally, we'll weigh the big opportunities against some pretty hidden challenges.
All right, part 1, the appliance evolution. To really grasp where we're going, we first have to explore how our household needs and everyday lifestyles have evolved right alongside this tech.
Think back to the early 20th century. Widespread electrification completely turned the household upside down. It meant trading in manual washboards and ice boxes for motor-driven convenience, literally freeing up hours of manual labor. Then boom, by the 1950s, the post-war boom turned these appliances into literal status symbols of middle-class comfort. It wasn't just a tool anymore, it was a promise of a better, easier life. Fast forward to the 2000s, and microprocessors enter the chat. Suddenly, your microwave had digital presets, and your washing machine could weigh your laundry to adjust the water levels. And that brings us to today. We've entered an entirely new era of AI-driven ecosystems. We're no longer just talking about a machine with a digital clock. We're talking about interconnected networks where your fridge tells you you're out of milk, and your whole home acts as a unified, proactive assistant.
Which brings us right into Section 2, the brain of your home. Let's really zoom in on how this digital evolution has completely transformed the modern household experience.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast we're talking about. Think about traditional appliances for a second. They're completely passive, right? You flip the switch, they ran, you turned them off. Their functionality was totally isolated and strictly dependent on you being there. But smart ecosystems, they are fundamentally different because they're highly adaptive. A modern washing machine, for instance, might delay its own cycle to run at 2 in the morning because it knows real-time energy pricing is at its absolute lowest, saving you money while you're fast asleep. Or your climate control system. It learns exactly when you leave for work and adjusts itself before you even pull into the driveway. The home has shifted from a collection of isolated tools to a synchronized ecosystem that actively works to optimize resource use and adapt to your highly specific daily habits.
But you know, it's not just the physical products that have gotten smarter. It's how we actually find and evaluate them. We're increasingly trusting AI-driven recommendations to match us with the perfect oven based on our unique cooking habits. Or we're using augmented reality on our phones to see exactly how a new stainless steel fridge is going to fit in our specific kitchen before we ever even click buy. The consumer journey has moved way beyond just walking down a showroom aisle and pointing at a white box. It's now this highly digitized, personalized experience where virtual product interactions inform major purchasing decisions, all from the comfort of our own couches.
Moving on to Section 3, Global Forces Driving Change. We're going to zoom out from the individual kitchen now to look at the broader macro trends accelerating this massive sector transformation worldwide.
There are 3 critical global forces accelerating this shift. First up, rapid urbanization. It's squeezing millions of people into smarter, tighter apartments, and that drives massive replacement cycles as older, bulkier machines get swapped out for compact, multifunctional units. Second, rising global living standards. Millions of consumers in emerging markets are buying their very first premium connected appliances, which is exponentially expanding the sheer market size. And third, governments worldwide are rolling out increasingly strict energy regulations. This essentially acts as an iron fist, forcing the industry to innovate rapidly and prioritize energy efficiency at the very core of their engineering. Collectively, these 3 forces are creating a relentless wave of global demand.
And woven through all of this is sustainability. And I don't mean just as a nice PR buzzword, it is a major, undeniable market differentiator. Consumers are straight up demanding products that won't just end up in a landfill in 5 years. They're placing immense, measurable value on goods that successfully combine long-term durability, significantly lower operating energy consumption, and environmentally responsible manufacturing. Brands that fail to integrate these sustainable practices, well, they're finding themselves rapidly losing market share to the ones that do.
Let's shift gears to Section 4, how regions are adapting. Because these global trends we just unpacked, they take on distinctly different forms depending on where you're looking in the world.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how adoption varies on the ground. In some highly developed regions, standard retail is morphing into immersive tech showrooms designed to educate consumers on complex home integrations. Over in emerging markets, value-driven brands are completely democratizing smart tech, making connected devices accessible to the broader public way faster than anyone anticipated. And crucially, in areas with older demographics, like parts of Europe and Japan, we're seeing fantastic innovations focused entirely on aging in place. We're talking crucial accessibility features, stoves with automatic shutoffs, highly legible digital displays, and voice-activated controls that allow older adults to safely maintain their independence.
And that brings us to our final section, opportunities and hidden challenges. It is time to weigh the incredible technological benefits against the very real macroeconomic realities of this multi-billion-dollar sector.
Let's enthusiastically look at the bright side first, because the quality of life improvements here are truly spectacular. We're seeing dramatically greater energy efficiency, fundamentally lowering household running costs. We're enjoying longer product life cycles thanks to predictive maintenance, meaning your dishwasher literally alerts you to a failing water gasket before it breaks and floods your entire kitchen. Our homes are smarter, seamlessly adapting to our personal routines to save us time and mental energy. Ultimately, all of this culminates in a genuinely improved, much more secure everyday quality of living for the consumer.
So, the crucial point is that we must also impartially acknowledge the reality of the hurdles the industry still faces. The sector is actively grappling with severe supply-demand imbalances, everything from persistent microchip shortages to global shipping delays. There are intense pricing pressures squeezing manufacturing margins as raw material costs fluctuate wildly. And perhaps most importantly, managing the e-waste and the massive environmental footprint of building, shipping, and eventually disposing of billions of these complex machines remains an immense unsolved challenge. Dealing with appliances where the digital tablet might be totally obsolete in 4 years, while the physical compressor is perfectly fine for 15, that is a massive hurdle for the future.
Our source material sums this up perfectly. Quote, "Consumer durables are no longer just products for convenience, they are becoming integrated, intelligent systems that shape everyday living." End quote. We've completely shifted from early 20th century luxury items that merely saved us some elbow grease to the deeply interconnected, predictive home ecosystems of today that actively manage our lives.
Before we finish up, here's a quick look at what's coming tomorrow. For Day 10 of our Reality Check series, we'll be completely shifting gears to deconstruct the metals and mining industry. It's a foundational topic that you absolutely won't want to miss, so make sure you join me for that explainer. I want to leave you with this thought-provoking question to ponder as you look around your own home today. Are we still just buying products, or are we now hiring an intelligent system to seamlessly run our everyday lives? It completely reframes our relationship with the appliances humming right next to us, doesn't it? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I will see you tomorrow.